The following is a special presentation of Tony Curry Radio. From hot dogs to cool kitties, this is Darkside of the Pooch.
Welcome back to the dark side of the Pooch. I normally don't like to start the show this way, but I do have some dark news that I can share with Dr. Rab Stewart, Rossburg Animal Hospital. I don't know if you heard the story. A veterinarian and his dog found dead inside of his mobile clinic in Queens on Sunday. A vet, 57-year-old man, was discovered by cops responding to a 911 call. Evidently, he ran this thing called a low-cost vet mobile van. I don't know, he just drove around and took care of people's animals and stuff like that. And was found unconscious and unresponsive, according to authorities, because he had so much snow around his vehicle that the exhaust didn't have a place to go. And because of that, isn't that crazy?
Oh, wow.
So he passed out. Another man, 73-year-old Garo Alexian, the owner of the low-cost vet mobile van operating as a veterinarian clinic, also found unconscious and unresponsive. It's just super sad. You don't think about things like that, right? I mean, and it's not like the guy. And they said he worked like 7 days a week, and he just would drive around town, just helping people out with their animals if they had problems with their dogs and spayed and neuter stuff like that. So kind of sad.
Yeah,
Sorry
yeah. That's that can be a mobile practices can be hard because people's expectations don't go down.
Yeah. So explain that a little bit, because I've never heard of a mobile. I mean, I've heard of mobile everything. So it does not surprise me to be a mobile vet service, but how does that work?
It depends. I mean, there's different levels. I mean, some of the vans are like fully outfitted. You can have x-rays taken. That some of them have surgery suites and
really,
but some of them are just more of, it's one person sometimes without even an assistant. It's just the vet.
Yeah.
And they kind of rely on the owners to help them restrain the animal while they do a physical exam, but they're really limited as to what diagnostics that they can do.
Yeah.
Not all of them. Like I said, some of them are well equipped, but a lot of them aren't. And then, you're left with owners who, like I said, have high expectations of your diagnostic capabilities, and, you may not have them, and you're also running all over town. It's hard to put a schedule together. It's hard to put an efficient schedule together. So,
assuming people would do this, I guess, just because of the low cost nature of it, I guess.
Yeah. And a lot of them are just like kind of vaccines only.
Yeah.
Where, you're just getting vaccines, and, it's just, like I said, it's just, it can be a hard way to carve it out.
There's no doubt. How are you doing? Are you staying warm? Any problems? Any dogs with frostbite?
No.
Don't you usually have one or two of those? Don't you usually have one or two of those a year? Little dogs?
No. I don't think I've ever seen a dog with frostbite.
Really?
But as you can see, I still have my jacket on, and I've been inside for an hour. So I don't know. It's cold. It's cold.
Like, dude, it's like 57 degrees outside today. I'm in a t-shirt, man, t-shirt and shorts. I mean,
can't do it.
Now I will tell you this, you and I have this common thing about like the last 3 days, if I get like body temperature down, like I'm underneath one of those thick blankets and I finally stop sweating and I get my body temperature down, then I'm out, man. I'm like, I can't get up because I'm just like, like it bothers me to get out of the shower because I can't.
We'll see. We have people coming in and out all day. And so our front door is just constantly open.
Yeah.
So it's hard to keep this building warm. So
I can understand that.
Yeah, it stays kind of cold.
I was looking under a couple stories. I always do a little research before we start the show. Jacksonville veterinarian warns of rising cases of highly contagious cat virus. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I have not heard of the highly contagious cat virus.
This is Jacksonville now. This is not here, but a highly contagious virus affecting cats is on the rise in Jacksonville, according to a veterinarian. Seen over the crease in the past 3 years, called feline panleukopenia.
Oh, panleukopenia.
Oh, that's close, wasn't it? Panleukopenia. Yeah. Commonly shortened to panleuk. Well, they just call it panleuk. Can affect cats of all ages, but it's particularly dangerous for young, sick, or unvaccinated animals. What is that, and how can we learn more about it?
Um, well, I mean, it's something that you vaccinate kittens for. So I'm gonna look this article up as I talk to you. Um, but it's something that, like you just said, you see it more in unvaccinated animals. It's something that you can vaccinate for. But panleukopenia is so anytime you see a penia in a name, penia. So that's going to be a blood disease, and it's going to mean there's a low number of something.
Okay.
Okay,
White blood
so
cells, something like that.
it's a low number of white blood cells. So leuko is just an all-encompassing, uh, I guess, prefix for white blood cells, and pan means total.
Thus, a
So
leukemia.
yeah, so
Yeah.
pan it means all. Leuko is your white blood cells, and penia means not enough or a small amount.
Yeah.
So that's what that means. And like I said, it's you can vaccinate for it, but if you don't get your cat vaccinated for it, then I mean it's fatal. It's
Yeah.
fatal. It messes with their GI tract. So it's you can almost think of it like canine parvo. So it messes with their intestines. They lose a lot of nutrients. Their white blood cells get really low, and they die. But I'm still trying to find this article. But it's interesting to me that there's a big outbreak of it because it's something that you can prevent.
Yeah, it sounds. And then there was another story that I'll have you searching for about dogs getting cedar fever. Mountain cedar is known to create flu-like symptoms for many, but not know your furry friends can also experience cedar fever. Meteorologist Tommy House sat down with Cindy Carter, a Paz veterinarian in West Austin, to learn about the symptoms, home medicines, and what you should take your pet to a veterinarian to be treated if, in fact, your dog gets cedar fever. What is that? Do you know?
Never heard of cedar fever. I got nothing for you on that.
Cedar fever affects our pets mostly with cutaneous issues. So a lot of itching, scratching. They can also have respiratory issues too, with sneezing, and even have discharge from their eyes. Um, Bathing them once a week, usually using a gentle shampoo like an oatmeal-based shampoo, safe for pets to avoid flea and tick shampoo as they strip the coat. I don't know. Ah,
Yeah, I mean this Jacksonville deal, it's just a bunch of cats that are unvaccinated.
yeah, damn cats.
So that's a PSA for everyone to get your animals vaccinated.
There you go. I had to lose. I was taking a walk last night with my son. It was cold, and I saw this guy walk in the opposite direction, and I saw him one time, and we just kind of waved. And the second time, he's like, "Pardon me." I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "Have you seen a black kitten?" And I was like, "Oh no."
Mm.
I was like, "No." I said, "I have not." He said, "His name's Merlin, and we can't find him. He's around here somewhere." Blah 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 blah. And I'm thinking to myself, that's pretty tough in this kind of weather. I mean, for a cat, I guess they could figure out how to stay warm, but a kitten probably doesn't know, does he?
Um, I mean, not as well as an adult cat,
Yeah.
and the younger the animal, the less likely they are to kind of know what to do. But they do have pretty good instincts. But it's not so much like the instincts that it's lacking. It's the ability to respond to its
Yeah.
instincts
Got it.
because, it's not like an adult cat. It's not like anyone ever told an adult cat when it's cold, you better find somewhere warm to be.
Yeah.
But it's just that they have, the energy, they have the strength to get to where they need to be. But also, things that are bigger can maintain their temperature a little better.
Hmm.
Smaller the animal is, the harder it's going to have, kind of self-regulating its body temperature.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it doesn't sound like there'd be a big difference between, let's say, an adult 12-pound cat and a 2 or 3 pound kitten. I mean, that's a big difference. It's a lot easier to regulate your body temperature when you're a 12-pound cat versus a 3-pound kitten.
First thing I thought was Big Bird.
Yeah.
I mean, if a kitten's just walking around, it's not like it's going to be running anywhere. I mean, it's just, you know what I'm saying? I mean, they can't take off like a full, that would be a meal for a red-tailed hawk in the dead of winter.
Oh yeah.
I hate to say that, but that'd be pretty easy pickings too. Um, and the show's morbid, dude. Speaking of animal, I'm going to ask you about another animal, rabbits, here in just a second. I'm going Grammys on you, man. I'm going to ask you some Grammy trivia since we're talking
Okay.
about Bad Bunny. How about that,
It,
man?
it was on. It was on last night, and
68th was on last
yeah,
night. Yeah.
and I hovered on my YouTube TV. I hovered over it, and I said, "Am I going to watch this?" And then on the stage was, I think it was Billie Eilish and some other guy that I didn't recognize, and I was like, "No, I'm not going to watch this."
Did you by chance see Heidi Klum on the red carpet?
No, I'm
Um,
telling you, the only thing that I know from the Grammys is that I saw Billie Eilish on the stage. That's it.
There you have it. If you get a chance after the show, NSFW, pull up Heidi Klum red carpet. It was on television last time. It's not like she was
Yeah.
naked or anything, but it's pretty close. Speaking of Billie
Okay.
Eilish, one of only 3 artists to ever earn Record of the Year in back-to-back years. Can you name the other 2?
So I'm sure I cannot. It's not
Take
going to
a-
be anybody. It's not going to be anybody good.
You know both of them. I'll tell you
Michael
that.
Jackson. Michael Jackson.
No. U2's one, and the other one's from
Okay.
1971, a female from 1971.
Oh man.
You were like 5 years old, 4 years old, 3 years
No,
old.
I was negative
You
12.
know, I was trying to make you older
Um,
than I am. I'm 60.
all right, a female artist from 1971.
Uh-huh.
What genre?
Soft AC. I had someone say Carly Simon earlier. And I was like, that's good, but that's not right.
No, I feel like she only had one real hit.
Oh, Carly Simon had Anticipation. She had a bunch of hits.
Really? I don't
Mockingbird.
know.
Oh,
Who
yeah.
is it?
Yeah.
Who is it?
That would be the first time I ever saw your face, and also a little song called Killing Me Softly with his song. That'd be Roberta Flack.
Oh, I was never gonna come up with that. See, when I think "Killing Me Softly," I think the
The
Fugees,
Fugees, I know you do.
Lauryn Hill.
That one's good too. Also, this artist, until Billie Eilish, we did not practice this show, by the way, so you just fell right into my lap when you said Billie Eilish. It was perfect. This artist, until Billie Eilish just 2 years ago, was the first and only person to ever win the Big Four in the same year. That is Album of the Year, Record of the Year, Song of the Year, and Best New Artist of the Year. Can you name this individual? And I will tell you what
Dang.
happened back in the 70s.
It happened in the 70s.
By the way, just so you're thinking this, someone's like, what's the difference between
Is it Supertramp?
No,
Ah,
that was a
thought I
good
had it
guess
was
though.
Supertramp.
By the way, I was asked the question, what's the difference between album and record of the year? Album, of course, is the album. Record is actually the single. And then he's like, well, wait a minute, what's the difference between record and song of the year? Record is the song itself by the artist who sang it, and the song of the year is for the songwriters only. That's all you have to do.
Okay.
That would be a Christopher Cross.
Oh, I see it. That
Yeah.
that went through my mind. Christopher
Uh-huh.
Cross. It went through my mind. But that wasn't 70s. That was 80s.
Was it 80s? Was it 82, 81? I don't know. Had the Pink Flamingo on it? There's a Pink Flamingo?
Yeah, Sailing. That was Sailing.
Sailing, yeah. Was it 80s?
Yeah.
I thought his first album, it was his first album. Man,
Yeah. Well, he didn't do much after that. His second album was kind of a letdown.
no, he had a song called Think of Laura, which
And
was
now that I remember that Yacht Rock documentary where it said that that was the only time that's ever happened, that you just said it. Yeah, so I remember it, but I didn't remember
Can you
it.
imagine? I mean, how big? I mean, 4 huge hits, and and next thing you know, he did Arthur's theme, which was
Arthur's
a
Theme
big
was
song,
good.
which is a big song.
Oh
So, I mean,
man,
he didn't fall off too soon.
it just snuck into the 70s, 79.
79. Okay, so there you go.
Yeah.
Don't be questioning me on what decade music's out there. I'll come over there. Also, 1966, Paul McCartney was named for 9 different Grammys for his work on Help and the song Yesterday in 1966. How many Grammys did he win out of those 9?
0.
You were absolutely right. 0. It had to be 0. It had to be like all 9 or 0. But can you imagine? I mean, if Paul McCartney was now, it was 1966, and he's up for a Grammy for Yesterday and 9 different times for Help, and he's shut out. I don't know what won in 1966.
Yesterday's a beautiful song. I mean,
it's killer.
It is. I mean, I know it'd be hard to say like what is the best Beatles song, but Yesterday has got to be up there.
Scrambled eggs.
Scrambled eggs.
That's
Scrambled eggs. Yeah,
what
those
it
are the
was gonna be
lyrics.
called.
He had the
It's gonna be
melody.
called
He needed the lyrics, and that scrambled eggs was the melody.
First female to ever win Artist of the Year, Album of the Year. I'm gonna go 1962 on your ass. I'm going way back now. But it's funny because the Grammys started in 1959, so it took 3 years before a female ever sniffed Album of the Year.
That's way like Aretha Franklin is older than
That
is
would have been
younger than-
good. Let's go with Judy Garland.
Oh yeah, see that even 62 was before Aretha's time. I feel like Aretha was like more late 60s.
I know, right? And how
Judy
many?
Garland.
Judy Garland. How about that? And how many Grammys did Elvis Presley win?
0.
He actually won 2, which is really unbelievable. And I know he's mid to late 50s, but still. But he won for Best Inspirational Purpose, which was probably a performance, which is probably some of his gospel stuff, I would think.
Yeah.
But yeah, it didn't win Jailhouse Rock, all that stuff, none of that stuff. Again, it didn't start till 1959. What's the crazy thing is it started in 1959, but it first got televised in 1971. It took 13 years for people to go, you know what, this might be good on television. This might be something that people would want to watch.
Do you think that like our younger, and I think the answer to this is no, but neither one of us is a young person anymore, so I don't think we're going to be able to come up with this answer.
Reminded me.
Yeah. But do you think young people are watching the Grammys? I don't.
No, I don't think they're watching at all. I was sitting there with Kip Keefer earlier today. He's about 65, and he's like, he didn't even know it was on last night. And I don't.
There was a time, there was a window in my life when the Grammys were not to be missed.
And I still watch the Oscars. I don't watch a lot of movies, but I'll watch the Oscars a little bit. But the Grammys, no. I'll watch the VMAs before I watch the Grammys, just because I know something crazy is going to happen with the MTV thing. By the way, artists who have never won a Grammy: Snoop Dogg, Katy Perry, Bob Marley, The Who, Jimi Hendrix, the Beach Boys.
That really surprises me they didn't win something for Pet Sounds, but it's too artsy.
Queen.
Wow.
I mean, if Queen came out now, think about the Grammys, they'd win now. And Diana Ross, which is just unbelievable. Hard to realize that Diana Ross has not won a Grammy. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
All the stuff she did with the Supremes.
When I used to watch the Grammys a lot, what always like frustrated me was that the categories that I really wanted to see were before they started the televised segment.
You wanted to see the ones they did the night before?
I wanted to see the jazz category. I wanted to see the bluegrass category. I wanted to see that kind of stuff. But of course,
sometimes the best speeches come from that area.
Yeah, they're not gonna. And I wanted to see those artists perform.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what I wanted to hear. That's what I wanted to see. And I don't know. I just feel like, I mean, this is the get off my lawn segment of the show.
Yes,
but I guess I'm just to the age where the last 20 years of like pop music, it just doesn't appeal to me. Like I started listening to just way more indie music in once it got to 2005, 2006 and then on, I wasn't on, I was going to pitchfork.com to find new bands. Yeah. And I was listening to a lot of indie music, and that's still what I do to this day. And those artists, they just don't have enough play. They may win like newcomer of the year or something, but
they don't. And it's unfortunate because, and by the way, the Grateful Dead has never won a Grammy either. I know that you love those jam bands. It's sad because, when I started this classic rock thing about 4 or 5 years ago, I fully expected that I would be 24 hours a day live like we used to be. And I tried it. We were live, 6 or 7 hours we were live 12 hours out of the day when I first started. And, people want to get paid, and I just thought it would be super cool to bring that back because I know a lot of people, and I was talking to a friend of mine about jitterbugs the other night. I was like, man, I'm 60 years old. I'd like to go dance somewhere. I'd like to hear that jitterbugs music again. I like to hear the 60s and 70s. I don't know where the hell to go to get that. I don't think it exists. I don't know why. I mean, we're not dead. But the thing is,
oldies now.
Well, I know, but the thing is, my daughter knows more about 80s music than she knows about anything. I said, you like Bad Bunny? She goes, not really. But boy, she's into the Bengals. She heard Manic Monday today, and she's like, I love that song.
Yeah.
Like, song's 40 years old. Written by Prince, by the way.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, there you have it. You're learning a lot today on today's show.
I
But yeah,
am.
she loves the 80s music. They're doing their choir thing. It's the British invasion. It's the stinking British invasion. They're singing Beatles songs.
Hey,
My
but
14-year-old singing Beatles songs.
but that just goes to show you, because when I was in 6th grade, and I would have been in 6th grade in 1996. No. Yeah. Yeah, 95, 96. And we had a play. Our musical play was on the exact same thing.
British invasion.
So that, yeah, and so that just goes to show you that some things are just classic forever. I mean, I guess at some point it's going to change, because no one really talks about like Beethoven.
I don't know if it is. I don't know,
Mozart
because there's nothing to listen to in the 90s. The grunge thing, people still listen to it, but it's not everlasting. That's why More Than a Feeling is on that top 10 list we did the other day. 1976, it's still getting played as much as any other classic rock song in history. It's because it's just, I don't think it'll ever go away. The band members are dying off. It doesn't change anything. And now we just have bands doing makeup bands. We got bands that are, rip-off bands, and we're going to see them instead of the real deal because they don't sing anymore.
Well, you know what a song that has legitimate staying power is a song that can be sung even if you can't sing. And no one is walking around singing, Pearl Jam's Yellow Ledbetter or Smells Like Teen Spirit by Nirvana.
That's a great
no
point.
one's walking around singing that song, because it's impossible to sing even if you have a good voice. It's not it's not a singable song. So the songs that have real staying power are the songs that have melody and can be sung even if they're sung poorly.
Yes, exactly. More Than a Feeling is one of the songs. How about Green Day? It's Super Bowl 60. Super Bowl 60.
Oh, is that who they have?
Green Day is going to be. Of course, it's one of many artists, but Green Day is going to be one of the. At least it's someone I recognize. I mean, when The Weeknd was there, I was like, "Who the hell is this What's The Weeknd? What is that?" I knew what The Weeknd was, but I didn't know it was actually it's one guy. I thought it was a band called The Weeknd. I didn't know.
How are
but
days
I was like,
of
"Dude,
the
it's The
week?
Weeknd." I was like, Green Day, and my daughter knew Green Day. Name me 3 presidents who have won a Grammy.
Oh, what? Presidents?
And one of them's won 4 Grammys.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Is it? Don't give
and
me.
2
this,
of them are still alive.
Don't give me like a spoken word. They had a spoken word album.
It's a Grammy. Some of them, one's a children's book, one's spoken word, another one's like, I don't know, it's some type of.
All right. 2 of them are still alive.
Yep.
I feel like Obama's done everything.
Obama, he's got a Grammy, sure.
Yeah. Another one that's still alive. Did Clinton sneak in there with some kind of saxophone?
Bill Clinton, yes, he did. Actually, he did a spoken word thing, no saxophone, but he got in there. I think he got something like jazz thing or something too. And then who's the one that won 4 Grammys?
Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy Carter, you're spot on. Very, very good. Yeah, he actually won, and his last Grammy was won this year. He won a Grammy last night.
What?
Jimmy Carter won a Grammy last night.
For what?
It's called The Wind on the Plains or something. It's some poem, something that he's read to background music. And he won a Grammy last night. Jimmy Carter won a Grammy last night. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I felt strong about Jimmy Carter because he was that was his world, like the rock and roll president.
Yeah, the greatest, worst president we ever had.
But yeah.
I was too young to even realize what he was doing politically. All I can tell you is what I hear. And I knew my dad was not a Democrat, but what an amazing life that man had. What he did, teaching Sunday school to the day he died. I mean, that man's gets all my respect, man. He was an amazing individual. He really was. Speaking of the devil too, and I had this written down. When was the last time you talked to a school teacher of yours?
Oh man, this will blow you away. The last time I talked to a school teacher of mine was 2 nights ago.
Really? Oh, this is going to be good. All right. Tell me how, because that's when I talked to mine.
So
amazing. This is amazing.
The Humane Society every year has something called the Jazz Cap Ball, and it's this huge benefit for the Humane Society. They raise, I don't know how much money they raise. It's a good benefit for them. They have a huge, one of the biggest silent auctions in the Southeast.
Why don't I know about this? Why didn't you call me and tell me about this?
Well, I was a guest of someone.
Well, you need to let me know. I can get out there and give you some pub. I'd love to go to something like that. I love silent auctions.
So they gave away 6 or 7 trips. They gave away this is crazy. They had a trip, or it was an experience, and I guess the headlining of the experience was a lunch with Paul Feinbaum,
Oh,
and it had a bunch of other things,
nice.
like some tickets to some Auburn stuff, some
Lunch with
Bama
Dr.
stuff, and
Ab?
some no one wants that.
Oh, no.
Some signed memorabilia, and someone paid almost $12,000 for that experience.
For the Paul Feinbaum thing?
Yeah.
Wow.
They had a European trip that seemed pretty good. 2 people paid 25 grand for it. They gave away 2 different trips. But so anyway,
$12,000 for Paul, that's a little outrageous.
Anyway,
I love Paul.
The story is that that there's a couple that's really highly involved in the Humane Society, Donna and Tim Hightower, and Tim owns Southern Carpet Hardwood and Tile. He's a friend of mine, and they were every I don't know, so often you have a board member that basically puts the whole thing on, or they're honored and stuff like that. And so it was Tim's year. And so he said, hey, I got a spot for you and your wife, come on. And so, but he is friends with the husband of my 6th grade teacher. So they were also there.
That's sweet.
So I talked to my 6th grade teacher.
I'd love to go to that next year, man. I'll buy tickets. Just let me, I didn't even know what was going on. I'd love
I have it every year.
I love to work it, man. I MC stuff like that all the time. I'd love to MC it if they need help.
Well, you would do a great job. You would do a great job at that.
I love doing auctions. It's what I do. I mean, I love doing. I've got one coming up next week at a church down the street. I love doing stuff like that, and maybe I'll give away dinner with Tony Curry.
Well, that would fetch some that would fetch some bones.
I don't know about that, but I would love to be part of that. That would be a lot of fun. I think that would be something that. No, it's funny. I don't know why I brought this up. I mean, you and me, man. It's so bizarre. Kay Taylor, who is outside my mother and my daughter, the most incredible, special woman in my life, was my radio school teacher when I was 13.
Oh,
14.
wow.
And she's still alive. She lives in Cincinnati. And I just texted her. And I talked to her maybe a couple times a year, but I texted her and I was like, I need to call her. She's got to be close to 90. And I texted her. I said, hey, guess who loves you? I said, I'm going to call you this afternoon. And she's like, you better call me. I said, I will. So I called her and we talked for 2 hours.
Oh, wow.
But we just talked about radio, and she's just an amazing woman. And I broached a subject that I had never brought up before, but I said, because she was talking about having to have knee replacement, and her husband's got something going on where he walks like 6 miles every other day with her dog, this, that, and the other. I said, I walk 3 miles a day with my dog. And she said, she goes, I used to be in such good shape. I said, I know, you used to do jazzercise. And she said, yes. She goes, I said, I remember that? And she goes, why? I said, because you used to come to school, because the station was 24 hours a day. So we always had somebody working up at the radio station. We had a high school station. It was 10 watts. It was outside the station, outside the building, you couldn't hear it. If we give away a Big Mac on Tuesday, it usually took till Thursday for someone to finally call in and win the thing. But she would come in with her jazzercise outfit on, her leotard.
Look at
and I remember going, man, Miss Kay's got it going on, brother. I was like, wow. And she was the only teacher, period. And so I brought that up to her. I thought, man, I hope I'm not screwing this up, because, I don't want to be freaky or weird at her, because I'm 60 and she's 90. But I said, I got to tell you something, man. You had some hearts fluttering back in high school. And she goes, Tony Curry, stop it. I said, I'm serious. I said, man, she goes, looking back on that, she goes, I don't know what the hell I was thinking. Because she was in good shape. She goes, I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I said, I know what you were thinking. You were trying to get some of that high school skin, weren't you? She goes, oh, stop it. I said, I know what's going on there. But she used to come in all sweaty with her little towel over her neck and stuff. And I was like, looked like Jane freaking Fonda, man. I was like, damn. I was like, yeah, but it was nice. I would implore everyone. I told her, I said, it's weird because she's the only, I remember her and my music teacher, Mr. Tipkemper, from my like 6th year. I can't remember anyone else. I can't remember any of my Mr. Nadler, was my and I remember the name of our psychologist because he got fired for having an affair with one of our cheerleaders.
Oh, wow.
Dennis, something he was.
Dennis the Menace?
Dennis the Menace, yeah. His name was Dennis. Oh, he was like, he was the head coach of the basketball team too. Wow. But I said, I don't remember any of my teachers' names. And she said, Tony, that's a good thing. And I started laughing. I said, I'm not getting dementia or something, am I? I said, because I don't remember any of them. I don't remember any of my teachers. I don't remember any of their names. I don't remember anything about school. I don't remember. I can remember bits and pieces, but I don't remember anything. So I don't know. But I would implore people to go back because teachers are fantastic people. And like I said, she was the one. I was trying not to be the music director. And she's like, why don't you try to be the program director? And I said, oh, Miss Kay, I can't be a program director. I'm not, it's not even, I would never be a good program. She was like, why? And I said, I'm not even, she's the one that nominated me for the Kiwanis Club. I mean, she always saw something in me that no one ever saw. Even my mom to an extent didn't see it in me. And, so I ended up being the music director, and then she ended up giving me the program director as well. She goes, well, it looks like you're going to be busy because you're also my program director. And I was like, what?
Oh, wow.
And I was like, yeah. And I remember thinking, wow, this woman really believes in me. And then I failed the test in order to get the programming director job. You had 2 minutes. You had 2 minutes to take a reel-to-reel tape and put it on the reels, splice it cleanly, put it back together again, then take a 45 and cue it up, and then cue up a 33 1/3, and then do the weather forecast, hit the tape, hit the 45, and hit the LP, and do it seamlessly, and do that all in 2 minutes.
I wouldn't know how to do. I mean, I know how to put an LP on, but the rest I still got no idea.
I was cutting the tape, and it was a mess. It was horrible. I failed miserably. I got to the point where I could do that now in 55.
Well, you got big hands. You got big hands.
Yeah, it's important to have important hands. Anything else going on in the vet world? I know we have not talked a lot about vet stuff, but this is why we love this show, and that's why people love it. Info at TonyCurryRadio.net. Info at TonyCurryRadio.net. Sasquatch Toys and Comics. Went down there last week. He is interested in buying some of my memorabilia. It's not for sale, but I did mention that I had Joe Walsh autographed guitar and Sting, and he's like, please bring it down. Let me look at it. I said, okay. And so I went down there, and he made me offers, and I said no, because he doesn't have enough money to buy the story. He's got enough money to buy the album, or got enough money to buy the guitar, but he doesn't have enough money to buy the story behind it. And I said, it's not going to work. Anyway, Sasquatch Toys and Comics, 300,000 comics. They've got comics that are worth big time bucks down there. And of course, any type of playing cards, you name it. They got toys. They got Legos. They got all that stuff, Star Wars stuff, Battlestar Galactica, you name it. Sasquatch Toys and Comics right there in Citation Lane, and check them in at home. They're fantastic. They're a lot of fun. You'll walk in, you'll go, whoa. Anything else going on, man?
You know what? The only thing that's going on is I have an appointment here, and so I got to go.
Go. I love you. I appreciate you. I will talk to you next week at 4 o'clock sharp. Don't be late.
Okay, man.
See you, my friend.
See you.
This has been a special presentation of Tony Curry Radio.